Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. Today I have trying a different what you call schematics, stream key, hoping that this time this will not be a mess, but let's see. So I'm waiting for incognito window to give me a feedback that audio video is working, and then we're gonna go from there. Let's see. Oh, okay, seems all things seems to be functional. So let's get started. Anyway, today is basically my pre-birthday day because 28 June is my birthday. So this is I also finished my diary, although I'm not making that diary in English. I've been doing this for like 3 years. This will be my fourth year. Basically, every birthday I make a basically almost a mental note. It's like what I was thinking, what was the big events happened, because you have to understand like at certain point time starts to blur together, as in like it just starts to fly, like one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, it starts to fly by. And if you do not like lock yourself and have proper goals and proper alignments, time will just disappear and you'll be old and crippled. So it is very important to like have some actual accounting what the hell is going on. So that's why I've started to, I find it very practical. Yeah. So, okay, so we have Night Fury DIY. Bapra. That's a very interesting name. Night Fury DIY. Hi to you. Oh, talking about project, I did finish my lab power supply. Again, it's Mark 1. It's not the latest and greatest. It does have very weird behavior with current control. It does work, but it's odd, and I still do not trust the lighting situation in that. But hey, Mark 1, that's how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to exist. Now, I have, thankfully, now a power supply where at least I can do voltage control. Current control is more like, cut the current. So at least that part is sorted. So I'm happy with that. And after that, I decided to, again, I'm going to make Mark 2 of that, but I do not want to directly go into it. My aim is to first build something else, like, clean the palette, have some fresh ideas, then do it again. So one thing was I bought this sort of analog meters. They're quite awesome. Because they are big, they are EDM80, like 80 millimeter wide. There were EDM 100, which was panel meter, like, just buy the panel meter, but they were very expensive and they did not have this glass reflection panel, because you need something like this. Basically, if you have a glass becomes a reflection. So if you're seeing two of them, yeah, you are off axis. If you're seeing one, you are in right axis. Again, it's not necessary to be that critical nowadays, but I always wanted to have that. So that's why I went into this. This was the cheapest. There were smaller, like EDM 65, but they were more expensive than this. And I foolishly thought I could buy this, remove this, and tada. Turns out this is a one integrated block. So this was for my current meter, and as you can see, like it's completely integrated. Like this is a whole thing. Now I do have to say, somebody put some love into making this, because these are made for schools, education centers. So you can see the plastics are, I'm not sure whether you can catch it or not, but those are thick puppies, almost 2 millimeter thick. 2 millimeter thick plastic is solid puppy. But this was my plan. Like, I have been dreaming of this sort of capability since childhood. What if I modify it? Like, I always love the people who can, like, mod it, modify it. But again, your boy is now old enough, wise enough. And again, the most important one, do not give up after the first misstep. I kept working at it, and ta-da! Now I have the meter completely isolated. Although the tail is too huge, I'm pretty sure I'm just going to replace this with bolts, but it does work. I do got a 4 mounting hole here. And again, the reason why this part is not printed is because I can replace this silver slip with actual mirror. I'm like, if I'm going this much, I'm like, might as well make that a professional mirror, like actual mirror. And then it has like, proper, because there is a wavy nature in that. So like, hey, we're going all out, go all out. And again, it also reduces print time. But this fitment took time. Like I have to say, it took time. A lot of prints. Like first, and it's hilarious. Like I planned it. Yeah. First I printed this. Forgot that the lip here, the lip that you see. I'm not sure whether it should focus or not. Come on. Yeah, the angular lip. Yeah, I did not account for that. Problem was this was straight. It did not fit. Then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna angle it. It fit. Then I forgot how the heck I'm supposed to mount the voice coil, so to say. It's like this part, the coil part. Okay. then I added these holes to make sure that part works. Brick by brick, fine tuning the shape, size, this was fine. And now I'm the final stage. I'm thinking to make a video on it, but let's just see what happens with that. Insta360 and DJI, both Chinese companies are rocking. Yes, I do have to say so. I'm genuinely confused at this point in time why the heck Insta360 and DJI and even Samsonic and Hollyland, they have this Sony microphone adapter. Basically, you just directly digitally couple the microphone to your camera. Perfect digital transmission, even 4-channel transmission. Why the heck only that Rode does not do that? Samsonic, no, sorry, Sennheiser does not do that. I'm like, why? So it is genuinely, I do have to say, like somebody in DJI and somebody in Insta360, they understand it's not about the performance. Everybody's like, oh, it's about performance, it's about this. No, it's about usability. Is that puppy easy to use? Yes or no? If yes, GG. If no, does not matter. So again, fundamentally, why the heck I bought this exact setup, this Sony camera with this DJI mic? For that exact reason. What I wanted, that 32-bit transfer. There were 2 companies available. Rode was available and DJI. I could have only bought DJI because only DJI had hot shoe adapter, and only Sony because Sony is the only one that does not sue third-party manufacturers. That's why Canon will never have that hot shoe adapter. Like, it will not. And think about it. The irony of it, Canon does not make microphones. Sony has a whole lineup of microphones. And even Sony is like, hey, just make it. It increases our sale. Like, it's a feedback loop. We do not file missiles up your ass. You make a accessory that makes our ecosystem more desirable, more sales happen, everybody wins. Again, I understand Canon is stupid. Canon is like, we're not going to allow third-party lenses. We're not going to allow third-party accessories. Cool, fine, die. Nikon, I'm confused. Like, at this point in time, Nikon should beg them. It's like, bro, make adapter for us. We'll pay you to make adapter for us. Because again, imagine you have Nikon ZR, amazing camera. Like, the only reason why I don't recommend it for most people is microphone. Is like, oh, it has a red raw. Trust me, if you are uploading it into what you call YouTube, that is not gonna translate as much as you think. But shitty audio will translate. Good audio, and more importantly, easy audio, where it's like, I don't have to think about it. That directly makes it system. Hello, Anupam. Hello, I'm excited about Power Supply Mark II after milliometer. Yes, milliometer is the next stage, simply because once I have that, there are a lot of shunt resistors in a power supply for measurement and for balancing multiple, what you call BJT elements, load balancing them. So I do need to measure them. Now, if you have a basic multimeter, does not matter which brand, it can be Fluke also, unless it's specifically built for that, it cannot read milliohm meter, which again I find it odd. For some reason, Megger is cheaper in India, even abroad. Megger as in like a mega ohm meter, which goes like, mega ohm, giga ohm. Those are cheaper than freaking milliohm meter, which again, those sort of meter requires a very specific, what you call, requirement, as in high voltage. Those are high voltage things. How the heck those are cheaper than low voltage? So I'm excited about, yeah, milliohm meter is a very, again, I have an idea, and again, this is why I'm going through so much hassle of learning how to build the components from ground up. If I understand how op amps work, once you can get op amp, like 90% of the problem would be solved. Figure out op amp, 90% of the problem would be solved. You can try to think and make concise instead of just speaking. Yeah, that won't be live stream. It would be very slow if I did that. I do that in my videos because, again, my thought process is constrained. I have a very simple, what you call, checkpoints. Again, when I'm doing live stream, it fundamentally has to be different than why, otherwise why would people talk? I have tried that, like, oh, think and have a written down this and all that. Nobody watched it. I learned through experience. Fundamentally, live stream has to be a bit different. If you're not happy with that, fine. That's like, hey, we try different things. Different people have different reaction to those things. And that's the fun of YouTube. There are so many creators you can find precisely what you're looking for. And it was Samsonic. Yeah, Samsonic. Again, it's a Chinese company that is also making some good hardware. Again, all, like, I have to say, like, European companies and Western companies, basically at this point in time, they're stuck in this like 1990s era. They fundamentally are not changing the way you use the equipment. It's like, nope, this is how my ancestor did it. I'm gonna do the same thing. It's like, bro, world has changed. World has changed. I know seaweed biofuel is the best, but meanwhile, why not use dedicated high compression CNG engine, which is more efficient? A village, again, CNG is not efficient. Fundamentally, it's not efficient because tanks, when you are talking about basically, if you're talking about a simple, ethanol tank, this is what you get. Diesel tank, only this. But when you're talking about CNG, you are talking about a very high pressure vessel, as in something that can handle 2000 bar or even 3000 bar. Those are not cheap. And in terms of combustion efficiency, crankshaft engine is not very efficient on CNG. Why? Again, it goes disproportionate. Basically, the lighter the hydrocarbon, the faster the flame velocity. Faster the flame velocity, least useful you will have. Like that's why diesel is fundamentally more what you call, it harnesses more of the oomph. Like compression happens and the boom, because it's a slower boom, it pushes more of it. When you're talking about something fast like hydrogen, it goes boop. It's like piston only started to travel down, it like done, sir. Combustion happened, done, go home. So fundamentally, having slower combustion is desirable. So that's why heavy hydrocarbons allows you to have an engine that is like, I got this, fam. But when you have light hydrocarbons, it's not that great. And again, I'm pretty sure that professor I was talking to, I wanted to do live stream with him, but that did not turn out to be the case. He like did the calculation and mathematics and like consumption based and even studies. CNG vehicles make more CO2 than normal petrol vehicle, which again, if you understand the engines, it makes sense, because nobody is making CNG based engine. Basically all CNG engines that you are seeing, they are just, of course they are changing the fuel injector, they are changing the lubrication and all that, they are doing that, but engine is not designed for what you call gaseous fuel from day one, where it's like, okay, this is how I'm gonna do, because right now we overcharge it. It's like, go bye-bye. So, oh, and there is another aspect of it. Lighter hydrocarbons fundamentally have less oomph. So that becomes an issue. Concise. I know CV, okay. You get offended adoption. I'm I'm not offended. What? Why will we offended? Offended? Elon Musk say we put data center in space, but in space radiation for practical strike nodes flips enhance. See, Elon Musk claims everything, delivers nothing. I am old enough where I remember what is the penalty of that brain damage, so to say. Okay, I'm old enough where I remember where he's like, we're gonna land on Mars on 2020. People forgot that he was claiming that, and I cannot believe how many publications were like, hey, this Elon Musk idea is not stupid. I'm like, it is stupid. It's retarded. And I'm not joking. He was like, what if we use the Dragon capsule to go to Mars? I'm like, dude, that's a phone booth size capsule. You want to put people for 2 years in that capsule and they're gonna be like, yeah, like, what are you smoking? And again, you can Google Red Dragon. That's how he was thinking about that. And I'm like, yeah, that's stupid. And I think 2022 is the when he actually got to low Earth orbit, not moon, not Mars, low Earth orbit. So claims are free. Again, even in this boring company, somebody said something very interesting, which again, I did not thought of that. Is that if you make something stupid like a boring company, generally all what you call mass transportation tunnels, they have what you call a method of recovery. As in, if you have a train will generally have doors on both sides. For example, if fire happens, you can escape from both sides or at least one side. And there will be like a English Channel tunnel. There are three tunnels, one up, one down, and central service tunnel, which will be used in case of a fire or something. Elon public transport tunnel is the only one. There is no safety for fire. If something happens, I'm not talking about like car catching on fire. Let's assume somebody was carrying a laptop that caught on fire. Things happen. If that catches on fire, there is no way of going there and recovering the people. Because again, you can't open the car doors. You have to break the window, crawl through a broken window, and hope for the best. And somehow this guy convinced the world this was the next amazing thing. And I'm like, how? Like, we have 200 years of experience of tunnels. How? But it did happen. We can recycle water from algae based. Why recycle water? I'm not getting it. Like, where did water came from? You're not gonna get water from seaweed. And if you like, like say algae biofuel and like crush it, what you're gonna get is not distilled water. It's still salty water. The whole point of seaweed biofuel is that seaweed directly works on salty water. It does not need to what you call pre-filter it. It's designed to work. It's almost the same thing as fishes that are designed to work on freshwater versus fishes that are designed to ocean waters. So yeah, have you brainstormed about the suitable way of thinking for different places, as in thinking for different places, way of thinking for different places. Yeah, that I'm not getting what you're trying to insinuate. Yes, C6, SEA 6, number 6. That's the company. Too much regulation. AI is like, I want to subscribe on China to win AI race now. Didn't you repeated this exact comment in my Hindi stream? Again, America is not restricting AI. What they are doing is what we call back channel dealing, as in these sort of people are like they are dealing with Claude. They will take a lot of stock. They will create hype by, oh, government has to regulate because it's so dangerous. The value goes up. They open the IPO. These politician sells their like stock. They become rich. Everybody dies. So that is there. What about Indian education? I have already covered it in detail. It's not that great. Is being unemployed in age 25 bad? Depends what you're doing. See, unemployed does not mean anything unless you provide context. For example, why are you unemployed? As in, are you actively looking for a job? Or are you actively studying? Studying as in like higher education or something like that. Are you actually doing something? So 25 means nothing. You have to provide context to that. And again, if you're trying to look for a job, right now market is bad. Now how long have you been trying to look for a job? That's one thing. And are you, let's say worst case scenario, let's say you have been looking for a job for 2-3 years, and have you actively utilized this time frame effectively? Again, whatever happens. It's like, have you utilized this time frame effectively? That defines whether it is good or bad, because again, things could be out of your control even if you are doing everything right. Okay, so in that scenario, have you used that time wisely? When will we see the militarization of the moon? Militarization of moon by 2040? Nah, I think it will take time. Landing should happen by 2030. Like next few years, landing should happen. At least I'm hopeful for that. Please invite your Indian parents and students. Yeah, that's it's boring. Live any colleges in three place name of the where you live. Any college there, please name for engineering. Why? That question is irrelevant. Like, where do I live? Which college I have is like, why? People are saying AI is expensive company not using it. It's right now, every AI noise, you have to have a filter, which we call a noise filter. Right now, there is a lot of oscillation in the market. It will happen. Whenever a new technology comes, this sort of things happen. So you have to calm down, relax, zoom out, and then is in Australia service that much better? Not better, legal. That's why. I wish research in medical science with the help of AI solve a blood sugar problem. I'm wishing for my father. See, I'm with you, guy. Like, I wish for a lot of amazing use of AI. I have seen one good use of AI that could, a good, again, knock on wood, that should happen. Video coming soon, short coming tomorrow. So that is there. When we see real development on AI, no, see, development on AI has happened. The genie is out of the box. Now we are in competition era. Uh, and in this competition era, a lot of people are building, cooking it. But there will be a breakthrough. Generally, I would say 1 to 2 years from now, there should be a breakthrough. We'll hear it or not hear it, but it will be there, where it's like, oh, it can genuinely do things, genuinely handle hallucinations, and it would be far more useful. That will happen in 1 to 2 years. Yeah, most tier video 80% things are correct, but some parts are related to entrepreneurship. A big company have active action, especially funded company. 80% of things are correct, but some parts which are related to entrepreneurship for big companies, they have to take action, different special funding. You are really not making sense anymore. Okay, can you predict a timeline for militarization? Most prediction gets true. No, see that time horizon has a vector to it. For example, the closer, for example, if you watch my old Artemis announcement video, flat out I said that Trump, when he signed like 2024 moon landing, I said like, yeah, bitch, please, that's not happening. That's in my this channel video. You can see that. That's super easy to predict. But now, can I guarantee that China will land before America? Maybe. Can I guarantee it? No, because there is a lot of what you call vectors, variables playing in. Now, America is in much better place to sustain lunar missions than China. That part is true because China is building private companies. America crossed that threshold. Private companies are built, done, go home. What they're building is the pipeline for moon. That's the CLIPS mission that is specifically for that. It's not building the private companies. That part is done. It's there so they can have a full pipeline. Okay, I want to test a spacesuit. How do I test the material? Put it on this cheap mission, send it to the moon, ta-da! So that part is the what you call the secret weapon this time for America. America, even if it is late, it can actually, assuming public do not lose interest and directly start cutting funding, which unlikely to happen. Again, could happen, but unlikely. They can like flood moon. And again, once Blue Origin's rocket starts to come into play, good things gonna happen. Again, if I'm betting man, I'll bet on Blue Origin rocket for moon. Let that be clear, for moon, rather than Starship. For moon. Let that be very clear, for moon. If I'm talking about launching satellites in low Earth orbit, I'm gonna place my money into Starship. But if I'm talking about sending things into deep space, specifically moon, I'm gonna put my money on Blue Origin. So that's why like I can't guarantee like when will this happen. And again, the first country to figure out how to handle regolith will be the puppy that can do things. Because again, I do not mean advanced smeltering and extracting metal, extracting oxygen. Those are easy. Extracting oxygen is easy. Other things messy, but it can be done. Main thing is you have to build structure out of regolith. Basically, you have to figure out how to make bricks out of it. The country that figures out how to make bricks using energy only as an input, like energy in, brick output, not like, okay, I'm putting binder or this, none of that. Like, this is the material, I'm melting it, ta-da. What do you call a volcanic glass? Obsidian? Right, I think it's called obsidian, something like that. Basically, that sort of bricks. And if they can make structures from that, the end, because that is first step that we must sort. Because if you can make a structure, let's say that's a 1 meter thick, you make a igloo, right? Let's say you made a igloo, you have a rover goes into the igloo, and again you make sure that there is no what you call direct photon line to space. Basically you have a U-turn, you go inside the igloo, the drone basically the structure will not cool down, inside will not cool down. Why? There is no atmosphere to conduct heat away. The only way heat leaves is via photon emission. So, and if you have a very thick wall, let's say 1 meter thick, which is again super easy to do on Mars, on moon because of low gravity, the rover will radiate heat away, but that heat will get trapped into that era, so the temperature drop down will not be very steep. So that is the easiest way to just, again, no electronics required, no engineering required, just structure. You just build a goddamn structure and park your stuff there. That is the easiest way to make sure your things last longer. The country that figures out how to do that, because again, if you can do that with your habitats, instead of lasting few years, it will last for decades. Like it would be exponential different. Again, it will last longer because there will not be a expansion contraction that much. It will last longer because again, there are micrometeoroids. Generally micrometeors are not going to punch through 1 meter thick, and radiation will also be attenuated. So everything, the electronics, the metal, the seals, everything will last longer. So the country that figures out, be it China or be it America. China, I do have to say, they have, if I'm not mistaken, Changyar mission, one of the mission had apparently, either it's going to launch or it is launched, where they have a solar dish, fiber laser. Not basically solar dish is concentrating on a fiber. Fiber is coupling it to lunar regolith, and they're melting it, seeing how it works. If they are that ahead, that is the next thing after landing. Like the country has to do that. History says market bubble has always popped. Why not the same case for again? It did pop. That's why I told you, the bubble has already popped. They have figured out like it's the easiest way to what you call Tokyo drift that bubble penalty. Their penalty is your future pension. That's why they Elon Musk dumped XAI into Nasdaq, called it SpaceX. It's not SpaceX, it's XAI. Joining live after a long time. Welcome. I will research WAP4 engine, which oldest engine 5,000 above the hydrogen engine, barely has 1200 horsepower. Hydrogen is 80 crore, normal engines are 8 crore. My man, you are reaching the technology of 1833. I've been saying that, like, people don't believe me. That's like hydrogen is ancient. It's before lead acid battery. We know it does not work. Chemistry tells you it does not work. Physics says, bitch, please, it does not work. We know this. Like, if you don't know, you die. It's as simple as that. You can keep smashing your own new technology, this and all that. The outcome would be same. 8 megajoule per liter, it's only 8 megajoule per liter compared to diesel 38 megajoule per liter. You cannot go, oh, but efficiency, yeah, even if you have 100% versus 20%, you still gonna lose. And that's liquid hydrogen. Liquid goddamn hydrogen. If you have compressed hydrogen, you are looking at give or take 4 megajoule per liter. At that point is, why are you even doing it? Why do you hate environment so bad? Hmm. I was time when I was not open, I expected consider thinking not a very loss and unnecessary in failure. I suggest you should learn about entrepreneur business system. My man, uh, Chitta, uh, Creata, Creata, Creata. You are just saying things, okay? You are just saying things. Blah, 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 blah. You're just saying things. Oh, don't try. It's like I have always changed. Fundamentally, check the Anupam Vipul 7 years ago when I started this channel. Not this one, the Hindi one, because again, I used to upload Hindi and English in the same channel versus what I am now. Fundamentally different. Everything is different. I've changed, I've learned, I've grown, I'm expanding my horizon, literally working with people who are making an engine. So, again, you would have told me 7 years ago that would happen, I would not have believed you. You would have told me, like, if I actually go into upcoming futuristic expos where I'm actually having the luxury of talking to people who are the what you call pioneers right now, not AI and all that. I'm like PDRC, like, passive daytime radiative cooling paints, those sort of things. I would not have believed you, but that did happen. So you're saying it's like, oh, you should expand and learn about business. No, I will not learn about business because it's not intuitive to me. It will just waste my time. If I have a limited time frame, I will not waste time on learning business because again, it does not speak to me. I cannot hear the music. I will spend that time learning electronics. Why? Because there is some potential it would be more useful to me. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, why everybody should do this? No, that's not how it works. It's like, didn't we had like few years ago, there were a lot of people who were saying, oh, some job loss was happening and they say learn to code became a meme. Learn to code. It's like, yeah, not everybody can do everything. Like there are people who are great at understanding business. Let them be. There are great people who understand biology, health. Heck, my brother does that. He's a doctor. I can't understand, like, I can't understand half of the words he uses for medical system and all that and medicine names. But again, that's his domain. My domain is electronics. I go into that. Engineering, I go into that. Business, I have to stay away from it because I'm not that good at it. So this whole idea was like do everything, learn everything. It's like, it sounds good, but like not practical. Not practical. And youth of non-centralized government for hydrogen train. See, how many Indians do you know can even tell you that hydrogen only has 8 megajoule per liter? Half of them will literally tell you it's 120 megajoule per liter. It's actually 120 megajoule per kilogram. But since nobody studies in school, they do not know the kilogram of hydrogen will not fit in 1 liter bottle. It will require in liquid state 11 liters. Actually 11 or 12, like you can do the math. So that's why. It's American People's Pension, not my future pension. It is. When 2008 market crash happened in America, it had collateral damage in India. Every economy, we are in a global world, my boy. Global. As in, economic damage in one place reverberates into worldwide. Collateral damage would be brutal to us. Not something was like, oh, it happens to them. No, 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 no. The collateral damage would be very severe. And be mindful, we give a damn about dollar because again, we do not have brain to do seaweed biofuel, so we are dependent on petrodollar. Without petrodollar, what the hell you have? Nothing. Nothing. If villains do exist, they would have worked hard. Yeah, that's the again. I think there is a big issue, which I like. A lot of people were saying that in my E100 videos, like, oh, Brazil is fine. It's like, no, it's not. I think people, when I say like you're gonna starve to death, it's like people think it's like actual Bengal famine or Ukrainian famine or something like that. It won't be like that for modern generation. For modern generation, starving to death simply means your life becomes so expensive, you stop having kids and you die. Like that's how death comes for us today. Back in the old days, it was not coming from that vector. The vector was different. So when I say like, oh, you're gonna start, yeah, it happened. Brazil did not do good. Again, from look there, when they started this E100 brain damage from 1975 or give or take 1 or 2 years, they started that. They went full stupid in 1985, where they had the least amount of petrol consumption. And what happened after that? Massive hyperinflation. Hyperinflation, not inflation, hyperinflation. It only came down once they actually started to calm down, slow down, open things to other things. A lot of other things have to be fixed. Then by 1990, they finally started to okay. That happened in 1990, even though they have been trying from 85 or actually 75. And then you look into today, what is the birth rate? It's 1.6. They're already dead. You go below 2.1, you die. Like you can explain everything you want, but the outcome is very simple. Will time delete you? Yes or no? If you take an action that time deletes you, the end, you dead, you done, go home. Like you can describe, oh, this or that, but that's a waste of time. You and I are not the big enough to make a judgment. Time is the daddy that makes the judgment. So I think I really have to bring out this part for most people, because people are really not getting, oh, everything is fine. It's like, no, like for example, oh, Europe is fine, Europe is doing dandy. It's like, no, they have like birth rate of 1.1. They're not good. And again, people might say, oh, it's not only because of it. That is absolutely true. Absolutely, factually true. But it is a big ass component of it. How can Egypt sort Gaza problem? They can't flood their country with Gaza, and so no country wants mass immigration. See, I said if they want to fix it, look into that Strait of, not Hormuz. What is that canal name? Keep forgetting the canal. Where that Evergrande ship got stuck. Suez Canal, yeah. Suez Canal. One side of that is Egypt. Suez Canal to Israel, there is a blank space. That blank space is more than enough to take care of Gaza. Like they don't even have to touch their main country, where because like on the other side of the Suez Canal, that's your area. This side, this. But again, you have to understand fundamentally. If you are a politician, you don't want the Gaza problem to be solved ever, because that gives you a forever bitching point. As in, oh, you do not have, let's say, cheap food in your country. Oh, but our brothers are suffering. We should send them money. We should go boom boom on that. It's super easy to create distraction, and all dictatorships have this. For example, Pakistan, they have 10,000 problems. Then why the heck every Pakistani hates Indian? Because again, government there is like, okay, if people focus on us, they will kaboom us. But we'll give them an enemy to worry about, to bitch about. That should be their focus, not like, hey, wait a minute, why does military generals have like a property on every goddamn thing? Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on India. So that's how it works. Fundamentally, like it's a, if you study basically all politics, study in all countries, they will always find they try to maintain this what we call forever issues. For example, in India, we had this temple issue, Ram Mandir, very important issue, freaking going on for decades. Why? Because both parties wanted it to go on forever. It's a forever reaching point. But once it's over, it's like, what's the new forever problem? So from a political point of view, they want it. That's why immigration is never solved in any country. They want it. Like for example, Manmohan Singh, deported so many immigrants, but Narendra Modi barely deports even 10-20% of it compared to Manmohan Singh, and screams so loudly about it. It's like, dude, he did that. You should do 10 times better than that. Why the heck that's not happening? Because you want that forever problem. Same in America. Like Obama comes in, mass deporter in chief, that is Barack Obama. And Trump comes in, it's like, let's just trickle it in. Hype, create hype about it, but let's just trickle it in. This is basic bitch politics. Basic bitch. All countries do this. All political parties do this. It's like this, once you observe this pattern, you're like, huh, I see what's happening here. I'm a big fan of Brazil should have been a superpower, a superpower, so much land mass. No, see, they are at almost a point where if they do not fix their thing, which again they will not, they will destroy the whole Amazon rainforest. And once they do, it will have ecological disaster for that country locally. it would be bad. Like we might live long enough to see that. Like that's how bad it would be. Like think about it. Like why the heck they are worried about deforestation? Every ecologist told me, it's like you can do it. We can't physically stop you. You can do it. It's just that you will cry rivers of blood if you do that. It would be so bad. But again, now we are seeing in the satellite, it's like, okay, this area, sugarcane. I'm not saying give up the land. Like again, what is your requirement? For example, do I want, again, if they want to solve the problem, that's what I'm saying. Like again, how would I do that? As the same logic I say on everything, apply filter. What is the filter? If you are in Gaza and you're not happy with that, you should not be attached to the land. You should be attached to your family. If you're attached to this piece of land, no, I will not take you. You should not have a strict idea. Basically, live and let live. If you, basically clear that thought process, like we'll have like a lot of psychiatrists doing psychological eval. Like, do you have that sort of attitude where it's like, bro, we just want to live in peace. We are stuck here. I will allow them. Why? Because slowly, over time, they will become members of that. But again, you have to make sure that no religious extreme. Yes, even in Islam, there is a lot of layers of religious extremism. So extremism, no, you stay there, you become the forever bitching problem. But we'll take civilian population, smart civilian population. Like, hey, do you have the ability to contribute meaningfully to our culture? Yes, come here. Do you have gainful employment? Come here. If you have good health, good psychological well-being, come here. Like slowly leech away all the healthy assets from there, and then like healthy as in this way, not like money or anything. No, just healthy here. That's it. Nothing more than just healthy. Just that will allow you them to have a increase their population, b have useful asset where that area it's empty. You can see it in Google Map. Every year it's being up, not even a year, I'm pretty sure it's being updated like every few months nowadays, Google Earth. So you can see that it's blank. It's like, you have that, why not use it? Why not print money from that? But again, you have to filter it. You have to basically leach out useful. Basically you want to do in clever way, basically the only people who are there, either A, they are stupid enough to be attached to a land, not to the family. Second, the people who want to do holy war. It's like, stay there, go boom boom on each other's ass. We just gonna take, basically reduce collateral damage. It's like, because you have to understand that at some point you have to adapt. If you don't, you die. As simple as that. Hi sir, I hope, yes, I'm doing well, relatively well. I just like, it is kind of shocking sometimes when I realize like how fast time is flying now. Like people used to say like, oh, when you get older, time starts to fly. I'm like, yeah, it's flying. I started that project, like it took 2 months. Like I started this, this printer system. I thought like last weekend I'll make it. Again, most of the design was done, but fine tuning took the whole week, and this whole week just disappeared. It's like, ah, done, and I'm like, done. So it is shocking, I have to say, where things change so rapidly. And again, this also works in a positive direction also. For example, reading books. I'm basically trying to read this book at this point in time. This book. But only managed to go through 100 pages, so to say, and barely understanding any of it. It's very advanced. But again, my idea is I'm gonna do like quoting, studying like quotings, basically. One pass, second pass. Again, I won't do second pass. Once I start to build something, I'll open this book and look as a reference. It's like, oh, op amps. Again, op amps are the key. Once you figure out op amps, you're gonna fly. So I'm gonna try LM358 to make the milliohm meter. After that, maybe, knock on wood, I could try to flex. I could try to fly a bit. Could try to touch the most complex circuit of op amp, instrumentation amplifier. If I can get that puppy, that would be amazing. Again, that is kind of necessary for current sensing if I want to truly do a decent enough current sensing circuit. Let's see how this thing go. How to end dollar dominance as USA printing as much money as they want. Again, no other currency is even half as strong as dollar. You can't replace dollar because again, they know, they have brain, they have more brain than you, and they have 275 years of experience. So they're good, they got this. The only way to do that is do seaweed biofuel. And I mean multi-stage, multinational, multi-state venture. Basically 3 states of India on one side, 3 states of other side, all of them competing, brute forcing it, government doing purchasing agreement. Like, here's the funny thing, people are thinking, oh, we give subsidy to oil, what's the problem with so giving subsidy to electric? It's like, A, you're giving subsidy to stimulate economic growth. B, you're giving money to China to stimulate what? Because again, why you're giving in both places? Because and then you give subsidy to ethanol. Why? Like, why are you giving subsidy in 3 dimensions? We do not have oil selling profitability. And again, example, in last 7 years, since I made this YouTube channel, the rupee went from 60, 65 rupees per dollar to goddamn 94 at this point. What is right now? Let me check right now. Dollar to INR. What is dollar to I? Ilala, 94 today. Whew. If you go to Google and set it to 5 years, you will find like it was kind of stable from 2022 to 2025, and then it's just like this last year, 2025 and 2028, it's going bam, like, like lowest was I think 85 rupees in 17 May. Right now it's 94. It's bad. And if I go into max setting, as in like I think it's the lowest time, December 2003, it's a constant line going up. It's a constant line going up. It was kind of stable. It dipped in 2008. Oh yeah, that economic crisis. That's why I'm saying that will matter. That time it dropped to 39. It was 46, 46. 2006 it was 46, and then in 2008 it dropped to 39. Then it never dropped that low. Right now it's freaking 100. Hey, what is ruble right now? Dollar to ruble. US dollar to Russian ruble. It's almost at the same level. Almost reached to the same level. Almost reaching that 100. That's it. Today I was interviewed. It was only one and last placement coming in my college. Now overthinking, but I think it was best I can do at that time. Yeah, see, you do your best and then you just let it go. It's like you can't control the future. Like control as in others' action. Doron Molapala is like NVIDIA Tech. Yeah, it can. See, we have the solution. It's not unsolvable, but it does require people to have faith and people to have long-term institutional planning. For example, right now we are giving money to ethanol subsidy. What if we don't do that? What if we don't do that stupid thing? What if we are like, hey, we're gonna do seaweed biofuel? Again, it will be very expensive, but we're gonna subsidize it and we're gonna only focus on jet fuel. Why? India has a lot of aviation industry, and again, we want economic growth, so we want what we call more. How would I say? More throughput. To do that, you have to lock the fuel price. Again, government will subsidize it, they start growing, and again, there will be a fixed demand. Demand would be there because government is making it, and then tada, over time you will have multiple companies coming along. Then few years they will compete and only a few major company will survive, and tada, slowly, then you keep expanding it until India's problem is solved. Or you can bitch and moan and it's like, oh, we're gonna do ethanol, and somebody was fighting with, oh, it will not cause any food crisis. It's like Brazil has so little population and still had to delete almost all single square foot of forest, and still not able, like they've been doing 50 years, they still could not fulfill their petrol replacement, and you think you're gonna do that on a world's largest, most populated country? I'm like, yeah. Infosys chairman says the AI can create more jobs, and dude, you repeating the same thing. Last year, last weekend also, you talked about the same thing. If it's in their best interest, they're gonna say in their best. And again, they can be wrong. Like, you have to understand. That's why I keep telling you, always filter. Even what I say, filter it. Is current Trump administration is not deporting people as aggressive as Obama? Hell no, not even close. Like, look into that. Like, deporter in chief. That's why he was called. Like, it's off by a few million. Off by a few million. Now, to be fair, Trump can say that, which again genuinely could be true, that people are throwing way too much of a ruckus. Like during Obama time, again, there was what you call riots and all that, but it was very mild. This time people went full cuckoo. So I would say, yeah, it's there. But again, that's study what you call political actions. It's always this make a forever problem. If ESI drops mileage by 20 to 35 compared to E15, why people buy it, use more fuel? People never wants to buy it. Why do you think Brazil still consumes petrol? Nobody wants to buy it. You are forcing it. Bro, Rudolf Diesel figured it out. Henry Ford figured it out. The T model had 100% ethanol. We figured it out long ago. You want to keep doing the stupid thing? That's up to you. In India, you says data center is not bad for water, does not solve the problem for just NVIDIA solving the problem for water. One research paper published in NVIDIA. Again, see, data center are just a thing. Who deploys it? How do they use the energy? That's up to them. For example, if I'm like, okay, Anupam Vipul, make a data center in India. Okay, where will I do? Mumbai. That's where most of the undersea fiber comes in. Okay, Mumbai, select that. Okay, how the heck you gonna cool it? Again, I will do low temperature thermal desalination. I'll have a giant pump pumping water from deep sea, as deep as I can go, like give or take 300 or 400 meters, and then pull water from that, and that will be the cooling point. Benefit, instead of consuming heat, I am consuming heat and boiling water away, I'm creating fresh water source, which I can sell to government, what you call municipality. And again, even if it's not for money, it could be like, hey, we are helping you. People will be like, hey, this data center prints money and gives us water. Who will bitch at that point in time? Who will bitch at that point in time? Like, oh, this gives us job, this gives us AI advantage, this gives us money, and this gives us distilled water. Who will complain at that point in time? So its tool is not the problem. Tool is just a tool. Having the wisdom to use it wisely, that's the critical aspect. Now, people go, oh, but low temperature desalination will take time and this, like, then die. As simple as that. Like, I can give you solutions, but if your whole essence is bitching, you're gonna bitch. There is no solution to that. Again, USA strike Iran. Dude, have I not said last week, whenever you are hearing things about US, Iran, relax, apply disc brake, chillax. Don't even think about it for at least months. Okay, relax. If they are hiding AI bubble in pension, passive funds, how will they end for us? Not good. Even U.2 SSD are adapters, stacking wafer designs like stack. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. But right now the prices, like again, we might be looking at the end of computer as we know it, or hope that because again, big companies are gonna utilize that cheat code. XAI was the first company. After that, they're gonna be Claude. Then basically these big companies are dumping their load and disappearing. The small companies will get stuck. They don't have big enough for NASDAQ to accept them. So let's see. Can you make a video on integration of hydrothermal liquefaction and biogas? No, you can't mix these two together. What's the point? They are completely different technologies. One is a bio engine, another is a brute force engine. Again, if you can do biogas, great. It's much technically cheaper, but it is messier. And it does not solve the toxicity problem. Hydrothermal liquefaction, given the current toxicity of the world, I think that's a much better tool as of now. Because here's the deal. Let's assume we do go YOLO on basically, liquid tree, basically algae as a tree. You do that, go YOLO on it. You will create so much algae to do what with? You have to do something productive with it. Well, here's the deal. If you do the normal extraction or even biogas, if you do biogas, it will give you methane. Great, awesome. But again, gas is not storable, so you have to use it as quickly as possible. CH4, again, you're not going to store it for a winter or something like that. You have to consume it soon enough. So that's not that great. And the fertilizer still has the toxin, specifically heavy metals. But if you do that with hydrothermal liquefaction, it gives you hydrocarbon. And if there is like again, you are flowing air has microplastic nowadays, so that microplastic will also be dissolved. All the basically heavy basically VOC, sulfur oxides, nitrous oxide, those are consumed by algae. Algae digested that, great. But heavy metal still trapped in it, plastics trapped in it. That will be the benefit of hydrothermal liquefaction. A, it gives you crude oil and it digests plastics in that, great. Second, it separates the what you call heavy metals independent of it. Basically, you're going to get a chunk of material that is just heavy metal. Again, it will not be pure heavy metal, but it will have high enough concentration. You will get your useful liquid, you will get some amount of biogas, and you will get a chunk of material that has heavy metal, which other industry can digest. So that's a very, what you call, again, if toxicity wasn't an issue, I would go with biogas, but it is an issue right now. We want to take care of microplastic. We want to take care of all the for basically forever chemicals and all the toxicity from the, what you call this, agricultural fertilizers. So hydrothermal liquefaction is desirable. Your knowledge in geopolitics is good as a. It's not good knowledge. It's surface level. It's all surface level. It's just the surface is huge. So Jetson talk about this DGX. I was like, he's not talking with humans. Will in future computer hardware only for rich because AI and companies get monthly investment? Yes. Like we are going back into the era where only rich people will have computer, desktop computer. People will have laptops, but it will not be like, there was a time of democratizing computers that I think is slowly going backwards. End of budget personal computer era. I believe so. I believe so. But the only thing that is decided is the profitability, which are the most profitable among the hydrothermal liquefaction and biogas. No, no, no. See, that's not how it works, because you have to pay the price for toxicity. Either A, you can ignore it and die. If you are choosing that, yeah, go with biogas. But you have to sort it sooner or later, either by people falling sick, children having birth defects because you have so much toxin in the soil and whole your crops being rejected, or solve it right now. It's not profitability. It's basically understanding. It's understanding where it's like, yeah, our situation requires it to be, what the situation calls for, right? And again, I do not expect like farmers to go YOLO on hydrothermal liquefaction. I'm morely for like, again, liquid tree, waste management for cities and all that, those sort of things. Nicotine should be deleted. Nicotine? I am not get. I think you may be talking about a politician, but I understand. That is something like home will lead loss of human potential. We never know what's the next Marie Curie does. Again, it does not matter. You and I cannot define what is valuable, what is not valuable, specifically if it leads to extinction. Like high IQ means nothing if it leads to your extinction. Nothing. Like, are people willing to sacrifice, let's just say, 50% of genius to maintain civilization? Here's the deal. There is no wrong answer. You can take both part. In that time, it will make sense, but only future will tell you which one works. It's like Apple hike the prices up to 70%. It's worth it having it now. Again, say people will buy Apple. If you are poor person, how the heck you gonna show the world that you are poor person? You're gonna buy Apple, even if you can't afford it. Apple M5 1.5 30K hike. Who cares? Shifter from 3D modeling to game dev, stable. Is it stable for next 10 years or meh? My man, why are you asking this sort of exact future things? People who have actual talent, like I mean actually good, they will be safe for short while. How long is that short while? I do not know. South Korea has such a, see, many times you see like, oh, they have economy. No, they don't have economy. For example, like Japan had so much economy. No, they did not. They sold their future. It's almost like, I'm 18 years old. I can make judgment. I sell my testicles to make money and start my business. That's what they did. You can do that. Fundamentally, a lot of things where it might in short term looks like, whoa, look at the progress. In long term, look at the ruin. It's a very critical. Again, I have to say, Love, Death, and Robot had a alien species, and they said like, intelligence is not good for survival. I was like, it kind of makes sense. Like if you have intelligence, you have to have an off switch on it. Like like an animal never has to worry about like whether it's going to reproduce or not. It's like it nature lets nature sort it out, and again nature works, and voila, they are healthy, they are robust, and we are like, pandas are the stupidest thing, which again we are forcing pandas to survive. So, so he is a living testimony of what happens, as in, so you are saying I'm not saying anything. See, that's the thing. I know you want to cause inflammatory things. You want to, trick Tony Stark. That's a disappointing name. But I'm not saying anything. I'm saying time will be the judge. I cannot judge it. Time will tell whether it was worth it or not. I would not be alive by then, so it's not my problem. You and I do not pass that judgment. Time does. If time goes the way you think it goes, like according to you, if it goes that way, they were right. If it does not go that way, other was right. As simple as that. You and I do not pass that judgment. Time does. Gods come and go. Time was, time is, time will be. There's an old saying in cosmology: stars are temporary, darkness is eternal. So, manufacturing BLDC submersible jet pump? No, I don't think so. Again, maybe there is. I could not find it. I don't want to be like a black trans in the name of modesty. It's irrelevant what you think. It's irrelevant whether it's right or wrong. I have given up that level of what you call time wasting. It's like, does it promote survival of your civilization? Yes or no? How Israel fertility is 3 in undeveloped country, rate is 3. It's a very common, but they have actual problems. See, many times, specifically like in USA, then they had white Karen syndrome. Israel does not have that because they have actual threat, and I mean threat, like no hee hee ha ha threat, like no, actual threat, like they will be killed if they even let off the throttle for a little bit. And again, the October 7 was a reminder how close they are to the edge. When you have real problems, a lot of things become secondary. Collectively, you start to make decisions, and people who don't make decisions collectively, they are kind almost like actively being pushed out, not like individually taking action. It just becomes hostile at that point in time. It's like, yeah, my mindset is not supported here, I'm gonna leave. So Israel becomes a very, what you call, self-fulfilling system. And again, they will not survive. If their birth rate goes down, they die. There is only one Jewish country in this planet. If they go down, they die. Like, it's not even a, what you call, choice. They have actual. But again, do you want to do this to worldwide, where it's like constant threat, constant harassment, constant missiles falling into a system? Like, do you want that? Like missile bombardment every few days in order to maintain that 3 child per woman? Like, do you want that? Do you want that sort of threat on existence, like what you call existential threat, in order to put women in the right place? Like, do you want that? Your call, not my call. Your call. Their way is not ideal, it's unsustainable because it's relying on outside forces. The worst thing that could happen to them, if outside force disappear, they will fall apart. It's like, again, it will happen to Russia right now, where it's like, if Russia wins the war, they die. If they lose the war, they die. If the war stops, they die. Because again, the whole economy is geared towards war. If they do not have war, nothing. And just automated trying, but I can't figure out to make it response liquid. Try using maybe just diaphragm pump, but failed. Any suggestions? Why did it fail? Like, did you did diagnostic? Is it failing because of electronics? Is it failing because the pumps is not able to prime itself? What is the reason? You can't just say it failed. Like, that is a very lazy answer. What did it happen? Like, for example, if I say my linear power supply did not work as I wanted, like I'm not going to say it did not work. I'm going to say the current control circuit was not working as intended. It has some weird behavior. Okay, that gives you some working point. So you have to have some working point. What happened with your motor? Now Discovery Channel does not make men shows a lot, not as ever they used to. Russia became cat in a box experiment. Yeah, I do have to say that part. I'm ironically 5 years ago. Damn, not five, 4. Right, 4 year has happened. I was in Delhi, my first battery day conference. I was there, and I did made a live stream then. That, like, Russia is not like, Ukraine made Russia bleed. At that time, it's like, no, Russia is gonna kick their ass. It's like, once Moscow started to burn a few days ago, finally I'm seeing people are like, yeah, it's not good. Like, at this point in time, you can't describe, oh, there is a chance, like, no, all hope is lost. The only thing left is nukes. They can't use it, and they're like, but what if they mobilize? It's like, they did mobilization, that did nothing. When they had more money, they had more everything, that did not do anything. Again, that's why I said, like, China versus Taiwan, it's not China versus Taiwan, it's basically whose corruption is worse. If basically China has worse corruption than Taiwan's gonna kick their ass. So fundamentally speaking, it's always about do you use, dude, I'm not a programmer. Why are you asking me what I use? I'm not a programmer. I pay other people to make programs for me. Do Nexel and India Grow, please make a video on it. Nexelite, yeah, that's not, I'm not touching that. Too messy. Fundamentally speaking. So, oh, did I got any donation or something? Oh, damn. I think I got a donation in English channel, which is very rare. Let me double check. Russia versus Ukraine started February 2022. So yeah, 2022 I must have made that stream. I think I was 1 month inside that. But again, at that time, people who understood corruption, they understood, yeah, Russia is dead. Like, yeah. Meaning, even if you win, you die, you die, you die. It's not going well. Oh, this is a 27,751. This is right now. Okay. 200 rupees donated by Manish Kumar Singh. Thank you so much, 200 rupees, but you did not write any remark. Come on, man. Write some remarks. Like, you're paying money, but at least write remark, man. You did not write any remark. Anyway, thank you so much. Radhe Radhe. Oh, yeah, see, YouTube is doing something weird. It's doing auto language translate in my what you call chat for some reason. And again, I have to read it in a second video because it's not doing auto language translate. He wrote Radhe Radhe, which is a Hindi greeting. It's like, and in English it translated to Ro sir. Oh, that's so funny. However, Russia can stretch this war. It's already crossed World War One timeline. Oh, they're gonna stretch it forever as long as they can, unless Putin dies. And basically, country has to functionally fall apart in order to the war to be stopped. They can't stop it anymore. Every economist is warning them. It's like, dude, you can't stop the war anymore. If you do, you die. News is coming. Putin is living in a bunker. Of course he is. See, once you attacked Moscow, and common people started to say, because he has Putin was smart in this. Again, all dictators are smart in this. It's like he's like, okay, let's take poor people first. Okay, so he was only taking people from outer areas. He was even taking Nepalis and Indians to send and go. That's why North Korea was there. It's like, collect these and go there. But here's the that allowed them to keep the what you call the Moscow region isolated, because that's the capital, and you have to keep capital happy, because otherwise that's the center of power. If too many people in capital become unhappy, bad things happen. History is there. So it's like, okay, but if Ukraine started to boom capital and none of your goddamn air defense can do anything, and people are first time, it's like, wait a minute, what do you mean drone is coming? Why this is happening? Like, that was the most common sentiment in Russian media. It's like, why this is happening? It's like, dude, you started a war. What do you think? It's sunshine and rainbow? So people are like, what the hell? What do you mean? Boom. And that can opening, that was from Russian missile itself. That was so tragic. And again, they keep, what you call, uh, what is that? That island, Crimea. Yeah, Crimea. Uh, uh, Crimea is now being isolated, as in it no longer has electricity, it no longer have fuel. People are stuck there. So things are happening. United one of the leaders dies. Unite one of the leaders die. I'm not getting what you are referring to. The fight between two images, Putin versus Zelensky. No, it's like comedian versus spy. After a long time, I watched your live stream, busy life, but I try to watch. Again, it's not necessary to watch. Again, I do work my ass off for videos. Live stream is just like, added bonus. Spice. It's adds spice to things. Anyway, it's been 1 hour. I have to take a break now. It feels happy when you see real intellectual. No, there are many other people who are intellectual and actually think. Again, I don't think people are dumb. I think they are so used to intellectual laziness. Is like this part, like you have to apply breaks to it. Like, you have to think about it. You have to crunch. That is no longer the default. Like I've said in this, that E100, so many people was like, oh, can you please link the source? I told you which country I'm talking about. I told you which association I'm talking about, which organization, which year also. But they're like, give me the source. It's like, again, I specifically do not give the source because people have to find it on their self. Because if I did, there is two problems. First, it's a lot of work for me. Second, they will say that I'm cherry picking. So He'll be like that. He will be like that. What was he? See here with this. Until one side of the leader dies. No, no, no. I can guarantee you, if for some reason Ukrainian leader dies, as in like Zelensky dies, Ukraine will go brutal on Russia. Right now, they're very what you call constrained. They have power. Like they are exceeding. Let that be very clear. They exceeded the drone output of Russia. Let that sink in. That is there. This is one unique thing you have to understand. Ukraine has a future now. Like they are not a minor basic bitch defense contractor. They are the daddy defense contractor. Others are thinking what to do with drone. Zelensky is like, bro, my puppies, they tank it every day. So there is a very fundamental, what you call, difference between Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine has a future now, and that's why they announced they're gonna increase the pay scale for all the soldiers. They're gonna do troop rotation. And again, this is, you might say, oh, see, they have so much problem. That's the amazing part. They have problems. They are working on it. Russia, everything is amazing. Why the heck Moscow is blowing up? So anyway, I'll see you guys. 28 June is my birthday. Anyway, I'll see you guys next live stream. Bye.